I'm standing in my bedroom at 6 a.m. staring at an empty velvet box where my wife's necklace should be. 5 years since Margaret died, and that gold heart locket was the only thing of hers I kept. Everything else I gave away because it hurt too much. My name's Robert Thompson, I'm 67, and I thought I knew my family. Turns out I was wrong. Downstairs, my daughter Lisa's yelling about breakfast. Her husband Dave's watching TV, volume cranked up. Their daughter Ashley's on her phone complaining about Phoenix. They moved in 4 years ago after Margaret's funeral, said it was to help me through grief. That was 48 months and about $40,000 ago. Today would have been Margaret's 72nd birthday. We were married 42 years before cancer took her. I had this tradition. Every year on her birthday, I'd sit with her necklace. Remember when I gave it to her in 1983? She wore it every single day after that. I'd dump out every drawer, check under the bed, behind the dresser, in coat pockets. Nothing. That shaky feeling from the hospital when Margaret was dying starts creeping back. I head downstairs. Lisa's chopping vegetables angrily. Dave hasn't moved from the couch. Ashley's sprawled on the stairs. "Lisa," I say, "have you seen your mother's necklace?" She doesn't look up. "What necklace?" "The gold one with the heart locket. It was in my dresser." "Dad, I'm busy. You probably misplaced it." "I didn't misplace it. It's gone." She sighs, that sound that makes me feel like I'm bothering her in my own house. "Well, I haven't seen it." Something in her voice doesn't sound right. Too casual. "Lisa, that necklace was your mother's most treasured possession." "Was just sitting there doing nothing," Dave calls from the living room. "Margaret's dead, Robert. Dead people don't need jewelry." The words hit like a slap. Ashley laughs from the stairs. "Not mean, exactly. Just empty." "Your grandmother wore that every day for 42 years, I tell Ashley. She shrugs. "So? Now someone else can wear it." "Circle of life, Grandpa." I look at these three people, and something cold settles in my stomach. None of them think there's a problem here. "Lisa," I say quietly, "what happened to the necklace?" She finally stops chopping, sets down the knife, turns to face me with eyes that used to light up when she was 5. Now they're calculating. "I sold it," she says. "Desert Gold Pawn on Thomas Road. We needed money for Hawaii. My daughter sold Margaret's necklace." "You what?" "We needed $800 for the trip. You said no when I asked for money, so I found another way." No apology, no recognition she'd done anything wrong. "It was just collecting dust, Dad." I stand there and look at my daughter. When did she become this person? Dave turns around, scratches his belly. "Look, Robert, we've been taking care of you for 4 years. That necklace was payment for services rendered. Services rendered. Like I'm some charity case instead of the man paying their groceries, utilities, and car insurance. That necklace was all I had left of her." "You have pictures," Dave says. Ashley giggles. "Grandpa, you're being dramatic." I walk to my bedroom, close the door, sit on the bed. The empty velvet box is still open. I pick it up, close it, open it again. My hands aren't shaking anymore. That surprises me. I sit for 20 minutes thinking. Margaret always said I was too trusting. "Robert," she'd say after Lisa called asking for money, "sometimes people show you exactly who they are. Believe them the first time." Margaret saw this coming. Even before she got sick, she worried about Lisa's attitude toward money. I defended Lisa back then. Margaret would give me that look, loving but sad. I pick up my phone, Google pawn shops Phoenix, Arizona. Start calling. The first 3 shops don't have it. The 4th shop, Desert Gold Pawn. Harold answers. "I'm looking for a gold necklace with a heart locket," I tell him. "Sold yesterday by my daughter." "Yeah, I remember that piece. Beautiful 14-karat chain. Your daughter said it belonged to your late wife. That's right. I'd like to buy it back, no problem. Gonna cost you $900 though." $900. Lisa got $800. Now I pay $900 to get my wife's necklace back. But I don't care about the money anymore. I'll be there in 30 minutes. I drive down Thomas Road, past strip malls and auto shops, thinking about the first time Margaret wore that necklace. Our 2nd anniversary dinner at a little Italian place. She kept touching the locket, said it made her feel like a princess. Harold's a decent guy, probably my age, with calloused hands. He brings out the necklace and I almost cry. "Beautiful piece," he says. "Your daughter seemed eager to get rid of it. It was my wife's. She wore it every day for 42 years. Harold's expression changes. "Every day for 42 years, and your daughter sold it for vacation money?" She needed $800 for Hawaii. God. He shakes his head. Look, I feel bad about this. How about $850? I pay him. Cash from my wallet. Money I'd been saving for a new roof. Walking out with the necklace, I sit in my truck and open the bag. Look at the heart locket. Margaret always kept it closed. I never asked what was inside. Seemed private. But now, with trembling fingers, I pop it open. There's a tiny piece of paper inside, folded so small I can barely get it out. I unfold it carefully. In Margaret's handwriting, Wells Fargo Safety Deposit Box 247. Password, Roberts Magnolia 1983. There's more than you know. Don't let them take everything. All my love, M. I sit in that parking lot for 15 minutes, reading the note over and over. Margaret had a safety deposit box. My wife of 42 years had important secrets. Wells Fargo on Central Avenue. I've been banking here for 30 years, but I've never had a safety deposit box. The manager, Mrs. Peterson, has known me since Margaret was alive. She looks surprised when I ask about box 247. Mr. Thompson, she says, checking her computer, that box has been paid up for 5 years in advance. Your wife set it up in 2018, a year before Margaret got sick. She knew. Mrs. Peterson leads me to the vault. I give her the password, Roberts Magnolia 1983, and she opens the box. Inside is a thick envelope with my name on it and bank statements. I sit in the privacy room and open the envelope. My dearest Robert, the letter starts. If you're reading this, then something has happened to me and you've found my note in the locket. My vision blurs. I set the letter down, take a deep breath, pick it up again. I've been watching Lisa and Dave for years, the way they look at our house, our savings, your pension. They're waiting for us to die, Robert, waiting for their inheritance. I stop reading, look around the small room. I opened this account in 2018 and started moving money here. $500 a month from our joint checking. I moved $36,000 over 6 years. It's yours now. $36,000. Margaret saved $36,000 without me knowing. I look at the bank statements. Monthly deposits of $500 starting January 2018. The account balance is $47,650 with interest. When I'm gone, Lisa will start taking advantage of you. She'll make you feel guilty, make you feel like you owe her for taking care of you. You don't owe her anything, Robert. The letter continues. You and I worked for 42 years to build what we have. We earned every penny. Don't let them move in permanently. Don't let them control your finances. Be strong. Live for yourself, not for people who only see dollar signs when they look at you. Start fresh if you have to. All my love forever, Margaret. I read the letter 3 times. Margaret moved exactly $500 every month for 72 months, consistent as sunrise. I drive home in a daze. When I walk in, Lisa's in my office going through papers on the desk. What are you doing? Looking for insurance documents, she says without looking up. Dave thinks you should consider a reverse mortgage. House prices are up and you're sitting on $400,000 in equity. Get out of the office. Dad, we're just trying to help. Get out, now. She leaves, but I can see the calculation in her eyes. That evening, I call a lawyer, Patricia Morrison, someone Margaret used to know from her book club. Patricia's retired now, but still takes some clients. Robert, I'm so sorry about Margaret. How can I help you? I tell her everything. The necklace, the letter, the bank account, the way Lisa and Dave have been treating me. Patricia listens without interrupting. Robert, I've seen this before. Adult children who view their aging parents as ATMs. The good news is you're completely competent to make your own decisions. The bad news is they'll probably try to challenge that if you start protecting your assets. What do you mean? They might try to claim you're not mentally competent. Try to get guardianship. Control your finances legally. My blood goes cold. Can they do that? They can try. But I can help you prevent it. First thing, we need to get you a comprehensive mental competency evaluation. Then we talk about asset protection. I schedule the evaluation for the next week. Dr. Sarah Patel, geriatric specialist. Meanwhile, I start paying attention to things I'd been ignoring. Lisa goes through my mail when she thinks I'm not looking. Dave has been using my credit card for gas. Ashley ordered $300 worth of clothes online using my Amazon account. They're not just taking advantage, they're stealing. The competency evaluation takes 3 hours. Memory tests, cognitive assessments, psychological evaluation. Mr. Thompson, she says, you're cognitively sharp, emotionally stable, and fully capable of managing your own affairs. That night at dinner, Lisa brings up the reverse mortgage again. Dad, you're sitting on $400,000 in equity. You could access that money, enjoy your retirement. I am enjoying my retirement. But think what you could do with the cash. Travel, maybe buy a condo somewhere warm. Dave nods eagerly. My cousin got a reverse mortgage last year, got $200,000 cash, still lives in the house. And when he dies, I say, the bank takes the house. So? You can't take it with you, Robert. I look at them. Lisa, Dave, Ashley, all watching me with the same expression. Hungry. Like vultures. What if I want to leave the house to charity? The silence is immediate and complete. Charity? Lisa's voice is sharp. Dad, we're your family. You're my family when you need money. Rest of the time, I'm just someone taking up space in my own house. That's not fair, isn't it? When's the last time you asked how I'm doing? Really asked, not just made sure I wasn't sick enough to need expensive medical care. Ashley looks up from her phone. Grandpa, you're being dramatic. Am I? Lisa, what was your mother's favorite flower? Silence. What was her maiden name? More silence. When's her birthday? Dad, what does this have to do with... You sold her necklace for vacation money and you don't even know when her birthday is. I stand up from the table. I want you out of my house. All of you. By the end of the month. Dad, you can't. It's my house. I can. Lisa's face goes red. Fine. But don't come crying to us when you're lonely and can't manage on your own. I won't. I go to my room and close the door. For the first time in 4 years, the house feels like it might be mine again. Margaret was right about everything. Patricia Morrison has been busy. The mental competency report came back perfect. Dr. Patel wrote that I'm cognitively sharp with excellent judgment and full capacity for financial decision-making. Patricia used that to set up bulletproof asset protection, new will. Everything goes to 3 charities, the Alzheimer's Association, the local animal shelter, and the Phoenix Public Library. Lisa is specifically excluded with a note that she's already received substantial financial support during my lifetime. New power of attorney to Patricia instead of Lisa. New healthcare directive. Everything documented and witnessed. Lisa and Dave moved out last weekend. Took everything they could carry and left the house a mess. Didn't say goodbye. Ashley hugged me, which surprised me until I realized she was checking my pockets for my wallet. The house feels enormous and quiet and wonderful. This morning, Patricia calls with news. Robert, Lisa filed for guardianship yesterday. Claims you're mentally incompetent and being influenced by outside parties, meaning me. I'm not surprised. What happens now? We go to court. But don't worry. We have Dr. Patel's evaluation, your medical records, the fact that you've been managing your own affairs just fine. The guardianship hearing is a joke. Lisa brings some papers she printed from the internet about elderly dementia and a sob story about how worried she is about me. I bring Dr. Patel, Patricia, my bank manager, and 3 neighbors who testify that I'm sharp as ever. The judge dismisses Lisa's petition in about 10 minutes. Mr. Thompson, he says, you appear to be in full command of your faculties. This petition seems frivolous. Outside the courthouse, Lisa corners me. Dad, please, we can work this out. Family should stick together. You're right, I say. Family should stick together. Where were you when your mother was dying? I spent 3 months sleeping in hospital chairs while you visited twice. I had work, you had priorities, and I wasn't one of them. Dave steps up. You owe us, Robert. We took care of you. You lived in my house rent-free for 4 years and stole from me. We're done. I walk away. Patricia's waiting by her car. How do you feel? She asks. Free. That afternoon, I make 2 important calls. First call is to Sarah Mitchell, a real estate agent Margaret knew. Sarah, I want to sell the house. Robert, are you sure? It's a big decision. I'm sure. I want to downsize, something smaller, easier to maintain. The market's great right now. I think we can get $450,000, maybe more. Let's do it. Second call is to Scottsdale Senior Living, not an old folks' home, an active community for people 55 and up. Golf course, workshop spaces, social activities. Mr. Thompson, we have a beautiful 2-bedroom unit available, $280,000. It includes all maintenance, landscaping, community center access. I'd like to see it. The condo is perfect. Bright, modern, manageable. The workshop space is bigger than what I had at the house. Best of all, it's mine. No one else has keys. I put in an offer that afternoon. The house sells in 8 days. Multiple offers, bidding war. Final price, $475,000. After paying off the mortgage and closing costs, I clear $380,000. Combined with Margaret's secret account and my savings, I'm sitting on almost $500,000. Moving day is strange. 42 years in that house. So many memories, but also so much sadness, especially the last 4 years with Lisa's family there. I keep Margaret's necklace, her photo albums, my tools, my books. Everything else gets donated or sold, starting fresh, like Margaret suggested. The new place feels like the new hotel at first. Too clean, too quiet, but after a week, it starts feeling like home. I set up my workshop, hang Margaret's necklace in a shadow box where I can see it every day. 2 weeks in, my doorbell rings. It's Lisa. "Dad, please, we need to talk." "No, we don't. I made mistakes. But we're family. That has to count for something." I look at her through the screen door. She looks tired, stressed, probably running out of money. "Lisa, you sold your mother's necklace for a vacation. That tells me everything I need to know about your priorities. I'll buy you another necklace. It's not about the necklace. It's about respect. You had none for me, none for your mother's memory, none for the work I did to build what we had. So that's it? You're just cutting me off?" "I'm not cutting you off. I'm protecting myself. There's a difference." She starts crying. Real tears this time, not the fake ones she used when she wanted money. "Dad, please. We're struggling. Dave lost his job. Ashley needs college money. You're 47 years old, Lisa. Figure it out." I close the door and walk back to my workshop, start sanding a jewelry box I'm making. The rhythm of the work calms me. That evening I call my old friend Dennis. We used to play chess before Lisa's family moved in and took over my life. "Robert, how are you doing?" "Better than I've been in years. Want to come over for chess this weekend? I thought you'd never ask." Saturday afternoon, Dennis comes over. We play chess on my new patio, drink beer, talk about everything except family drama. It feels normal. It feels good. "This place suits you," Dennis says. "You look relaxed." I am relaxed, for the first time in years. I tell him about Margaret's letter, about finding my backbone, about choosing myself over obligation. "Good for you," he says. Margaret was the smart one. Yeah, she was. That night, I sit in my living room looking at Margaret's necklace in its shadow box. The gold catches the lamplight, glowing softly. She saved me twice. Once by loving me for 42 years. Once by giving me permission to save myself. I'm 67, I've got health, financial security, and self-respect back. For the first time since Margaret died, I'm excited. My phone buzzes. Text from an unknown number. "Dad, this is Ashley. Can we talk?" I delete the message and block the number. Some bridges are meant to be burned. 3 months into my new life, I'm standing in my workshop at 7 a.m., coffee in hand, looking at the jewelry box I've been making. Oak with dovetail joints, requiring precision and patience. The kind of project Margaret always said would keep me sane. She was right about that too. I apply wood glue carefully, fit the pieces together, clamp them to dry. When it's finished, I'll give it to Patricia. Small thanks for everything she's done. The doorbell rings. Through the peephole, I see Dennis holding a chess set. "You're early," I say, opening the door. "Couldn't sleep. Figured you might be up." He grins. "Ready to lose again?" We set up on my patio. The Arizona morning is cool. Perfect. Dennis opens with his king's pawn. I respond with the French defense, Margaret's favorite opening. "You've been playing better lately," Dennis says, moving his bishop. "I've been thinking clearer lately. Amazing what happens when you get rid of toxic people." I take his bishop with my knight. Patricia says Lisa tried to contest the will last month. What happened? Judge threw it out. Said she has no standing since she's explicitly excluded. Dennis whistles. She's not giving up easy. She's running out of money. Dave's still unemployed. Ashley's community college tuition is due. Not your problem anymore. No, it's not. We play in comfortable silence for a while. Birds chirping, distant traffic, the satisfying click of chess pieces on wood. This is what mornings should feel like. Dennis puts me in check with his queen. I castle to safety. You know what I realized? I say. I spent 42 years building something with Margaret, building a life, a home, savings, memories. Lisa saw all that as her inheritance, like we built it for her instead of for us. That's the problem with inheritance culture. Kids start counting their parents' money before the parents are even sick. Margaret saw it coming. That's why she hid the money, why she wrote that letter. She knew Lisa would try to control everything once she was gone. I move my rook, threatening his queen. Smart woman, Dennis says, retreating. The smartest. My phone rings. Patricia Morrison. Robert, we need to talk. Can you come to my office this afternoon? Is everything okay? More than okay. I have news. Patricia's office smells like coffee and old books. She's got papers spread across her desk, looking pleased. Remember that property development company that's been buying up houses in your old neighborhood? Vaguely. They want to tear down your old house and build condos. The new buyers are willing to sell for $650,000. My mouth falls open. $650,000? The buyers would make $175,000 profit. But here's the thing. They can't do anything without clear title. There's a lien on the property. A what? Lisa never paid the property taxes she owed from when she lived there. $8,500 in back taxes, penalties, and interest. The county filed a lien. So what does that mean? It means the sale is tied up until the lien is resolved. The buyers are furious. They're threatening to sue Lisa for non-disclosure. I start laughing. Can't help it. There's more, Patricia says. Dave filed for bankruptcy last week. Lisa's facing a lawsuit from the buyers. And Ashley got arrested for shoplifting. Jesus, karma's a funny thing, Robert. That evening, I'm back in my workshop putting the finishing touches on the jewelry box. The wood gleams under the shop light, golden like Margaret's necklace. Margaret would have loved this. She always said I did my best work when I was calm. The necklace hangs in its shadow box in the living room, catching the evening light. I walk over, touch the gold chain gently. Thank you, I whisper. My doorbell rings again. Sarah Mitchell, my real estate agent. Robert, I have something for you. She hands me an envelope. Final commission check. Bonus clause if the house sold over asking price. Inside is a check for $2,500. After she leaves, I call my financial advisor. Jim Henley, someone Patricia recommended. Robert, how are you settling into retirement? Better than expected. Listen, I want to set up some charitable giving, monthly donations. Excellent. What organizations? The Alzheimer's Association, the Phoenix Animal Shelter, and the Public Library. $500 a month each. That's $1,500 a month. I can afford it. I'll set it up. Automatic transfers starting next month. Saturday night, Dennis comes over for dinner. I've learned to cook simple things, grilled chicken, roasted vegetables, salad. It tastes good when not eating in tension. You seem different, Dennis says over beer. Different how? Lighter. Like you're not carrying the world on your shoulders anymore. I think about that. I spent 5 years after Margaret died feeling guilty about everything. Guilty for being alive when she wasn't. Guilty for not giving Lisa enough money. And now I realize guilt was just another way of letting other people control me. We sit on my patio as the sun sets over the Scottsdale Mountains. Orange and red sky, desert silence, the kind of peace I never had when my house was full of people who saw me as an obligation. You know what the best part is? I say. What? I wake up every morning and the day belongs to me. No one's going through my mail, no one's using my credit cards, no one's making me feel bad for existing. Dennis raises his beer. To Margaret. For having the wisdom to save you from yourself. To Margaret. We drink, watching the stars come out over Arizona. Tomorrow I'll finish the jewelry box. Next week I'll start a new project, maybe a rocking chair. The future stretches ahead, unscheduled and mine. For the first time in years, that feels like more than enough.